Many marketing messages are adapted to the culture on the country level. It is justified in the case of e-shops as well. It is evident that the e-shop's localization is closely linked to its efficiency. In this video, we will speak about Schwartz cultural typology. In the Schwartz typology, 7 dimensions are used to explain the cultural differences. First dimension is conservatism. It describes the importance of the relation between groups in society, of the social balance, of security, identity, traditions. Second dimension is intellectual autonomy. It values the individuality, autonomy, creativity. The third dimension is emotional autonomy. It emphasizes the personal goals, self-gratification, and pleasure. The fourth dimension is egalitarian engagement. It is voluntary commitment to public welfare, equality, social justice, freedom. The fifth dimension is harmony. It highlights the beauty, peace, harmony with nature, environment protection. The sixth dimension is mastery. It values the efforts to adapt the environment, to defend own rights, ambitions, and independence. The seventh dimension is hierarchy. It assesses the perception of status and hierarchy, social power, and authority. If you saw our previous video, you can notice that there are some similarities with Hofstede dimensions. But unlike Hofstede's, the Schwartz types of values are intended to analyze culture in non-business environment. Schwartz has used a different method than Hofstede. He has chosen the content analysis method, which is quite often used in the international marketing in order to evaluate the cultural adaptation. As well, Schwartz in his analysis has considered more examples and newer data. Baack&Singh believe that Hofstede's or Schwartz technique in separate mode cannot adequately explain the cultural impact on the internet communication, but its synthesis may create a more reliable picture. The study of Baack&Singh gives the main factors that reflect the culture on the website. The first factor is graphic elements, imagination, creativity, aesthetics, and navigation guide. It is linked to Schwartz's intellectual autonomy dimension. In the Hofstede typology, it will be linked more or less with individualism dimension. Second factor is social relationships, traditions, family. This is in character with Hofstede collectivism dimension and Schwartz conservatism dimension. Third factor is the pictures of important persons and the organizational structure. It measures the hierarchy by Schwartz and power distance by Hofstede. Fourth factor is the games, emotions, pleasure, chat rooms. This is Schwartz's emotional autonomy dimension. On the side of Hofstede dimension, it will refer more to masculinity, femininity. The fifth factor, an aggressive marketing, product efficiency, pragmatism. It represents mastery by Schwartz or masculinity by Hofstede. The sixth factor is unclear gender roles and soothing elements. It is femininity by Hofstede and harmony by Schwartz. Let's see how these elements reflect the culture on the example of any website. Let's have a look on the Walmart website. We see that on this website the graphic elements are presented in classical way and aesthetically fit to classical white blue design. So on the level of creativity it will be more approximate to Hofstede's collectivism values and linked to the low level of Schwartz's intellectual autonomy dimension. The second factor is social relationship. On the example we see the elements of quite strong orientation to the communities, social responsibility and families. So these are the elements of high level of collectivism by Hofstede or conservatism by Schwartz. The third factor, important persons in hierarchy. On the example we see the video of CEO explaining about safety measures. From one hand, if it's considered as important to provide this information directly by CEO, but not by someone on the level of particular specialist, it shows high power distance by Hofstede typology or strong hierarchy by Schwartz types. But if we watch the video, we can notice that the CEO, despite his position, behaves in the video as equal to the members of his team. Moreover, in fact, this video is the only element showing the top person of hierarchy. If we go to the part about the company, there is no mentions about hierarchy. We see titles about partners and pictures of ordinary people, so on this website the elements of hierarchy or power distance are used quite rarely. The fourth factor is about games, pleasure, emotions. This website doesn't use any online games to attract attention. However, the pictures of the topics are linked with the products and activities dedicated to create positive emotions. It is an appeal to pleasure, good mood, and colorful emotions. So, those are the elements of emotional autonomy by Schwartz or femininity by Hofstede. The fifth factor describes pragmatic aspects and aggressive marketing. On this website, we cannot notice any of elements of aggressive marketing. However, there are elements of pragmatic approach in everyday savings part or info about additional earning with special card. Sixth factor is about gender roles. On the website, we see the moderate demonstration of the elements of femininity by Hofstede or harmony by Schwartz. Still, when we see fashion area, there are used pictures of women, as traditionally we can understand that in this area women are more frequent buyers. As well as in family area, we see the picture demonstrating the woman with a baby, so we can assume that on this web page the gender roles are not mixed. And this is in line with description of Hofstede's masculinity dimension, not femininity. What did we find out from this example? This website is oriented to the large part of the society. That's why the usage of cultural codes is organized in the way which will be comfortable to many people with traditional mindset and values, without addressing the particular creative personalities or minor groups by ethnicity, health, or other characteristics. If you want to create a website to be acceptable by a large audience, you can choose this neutral way of classical mindset and to be on the safe side. But if your assortment is oriented to the particular group of customers, it will be better to choose another example to follow and to think about what particularities of your audience could help you to ensure an efficient web communication. You can find more information about website localization in our other videos. Thank you for watching and good luck.